Thank you, everyone. Please be seated. Welcome to day two of 5 Steps to Clarity, Strength, and Joy. Talks on Gita Panchamrit. We are very grateful to have both gurus with us this evening. Swami Sarupananda Ji is the global head of Chinmaya Mission, guiding more than 350 mission centers around the world. Through his teachings, leadership, and tireless work, he continues to bring the wisdom of Vedanta to people across generations and culture with clarity, warmth, and relevance. We are also very blessed to have Swamini Supriyananda Ji with us this evening. Swamini has been coming to Manila for many years, guiding classes, camps, and spiritual programs, and helping nurture and strengthen our Chinmaya Mission community here in the Philippines. We are especially grateful that she is based nearby in Hong Kong and continues to support our Manila Center with so much love and dedication. For those who may be joining us for the first time today, the Gita Panchamrit is a collection of 5 carefully chosen verses from the Bhagavad Gita that together offer guidance for everyday life, from self-effort and right action to surrender, devotion, inner strength, and freedom. I would like to welcome Neha Bruta, Director Partnerships and Joint Secretary of Chinmaya University. Let us give her a warm welcome. So, by the year 2050, what do you think will matter more? Someone who's mastered AI or someone who's mastered themselves? At a recent meeting with big business industrialists in Mumbai, we asked them a simple question. What do you want to see most in your graduates? Now, I thought they would say things like business skills or AI or, having an MBA, but they didn't. They all said things like honesty, integrity, values. In other words, they were looking for people of character. And this is exactly why a university like Chinmaya University exists. Founded by the vision of Pujya Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, we really believe that education is all about providing a holistic transformation within an individual. We want them to be so inspired that they discover their ultimate potential, that they're proud of their heritage, and that they contribute back to society. So now you're going to ask me, how do you actually do this? So let's get one thing clear. The university offers globally benchmarked courses and amazing degrees like psychology, MBA, commerce, AI, cybersecurity, all the things that you want to learn. It also gets students ready for jobs, but it does 3 other really cool things. Number 1, it prepares students for life. We have courses for them on things like the Gita Panchamrit, how to find your purpose in life, how to get over failure, meditation, yoga, and lots more. We inspire them, secondly, not just to study, but to serve. And third of all, we really bring them to appreciate the depths of our Indian knowledge tradition. So courses at CVV include your AI, but with Sanskrit, your psychology, but with Patanjali's Yoga Sutras and what that means about the mind, your modern management theories, but also what the Bhagavad Gita teaches about management. Now, all these things are really, really amazing. And what it does, it brings out not just successful graduates, but graduates who are compassionate, kind, and who have an amazing vision of life and what they can do with the world. So I invite you all on this 75th year of Chinmaya Mission to be part of this university project. Brahmachari Sangeeta Ji has my contact details. I would love to speak to you because we're looking for support in many areas and would love for you to join us. I'll leave you now with a video so you can get inspired some more. Thank you. Hari Om.
Chinmaya Vishwavidyapith is a university that brings together timeless wisdom and contemporary relevance. Our education model integrates Indian knowledge systems with modern disciplines to prepare students for a complex, changing world. At CVV, we don't just focus on academic performance. We nurture clarity in thought, strength in character, and purpose in action. Our faculties bring together research, experience, and mentorship. They challenge students to think deeply and live responsibly.
They are providing not only the physical component of their life, the psychological component of their life, social part of their life, and also the spiritual part of their life. And if you take all these four dimensions into account, then you can say, okay, what is CBB giving me in terms of all these four dimensions? It is actually giving you all these things. Not only that, but there is the ethical moral dimension as well, which begins to form the psyche of the student.
CBB's campuses reflect the diversity of our vision, each one supporting a distinct learning experience. Our student life is built around more than just study. From wellness and yoga to cultural events and service projects, CBB fosters balance, collaboration, and self-growth.
The motto of the CBB is bridging the gap between Indian traditional knowledge with the Western contemporary. So they are working hard on their motto and they make us also work on them.
The educators are not only educators, they are like mentors who guide our, like even more than 50 people are there in class. They take care of each and everybody. So that is what I love most.
We have different type of cultures and we have people from every state here. It feels like a mini India here.
Chimya Vishwa Vidyapeeth is not following conventional paths. We are building a new standard grounded in heritage, shaped by purpose, and designed for impact. This is CBB, a place where thought meets action, tradition meets transformation, and students become conscious contributors to the world. To know more, visit cbb.ac.in. Join a university designed for minds that seek more. This is Chimya Vishwa Vidyapeeth.
Before we begin, a quick announcement. Each of you have received a booklet with an envelope inside. In our tradition, we offer Guru Dakshina as an expression of gratitude to the Guru and the teachings, not as a payment, but as a humble offering made with reverence and appreciation. If you would like to offer Guru Dakshina, you may place your envelope in the donation box at the back of the hall, or may offer it personally at the end of today's program when you come forward to receive blessings and prasad from Swamiji. To start today's session, I'd like to request everyone to kindly place their phones on silent mode or turn them off. Yesterday, Swamiji guided us through the first two verses, which reminded us about mastering the mind and performing our actions without attachment to the results. Today, we continue with the remaining three verses of the Gita Panchamrit. Our first presentation this evening is inspired by chapter 9, verse 22 of the Bhagavad Gita. To present this verse, we would like to invite members of the HSS group, Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh Philippines, on stage. Let us give them a warm round of applause.
Good evening, everyone. Namaskar and Sadar Pranam, Pujaniya Swamiji and Swamiji. Tonight, as representatives of the Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh, we invite you to experience a very uniquely done silent skit. The Gita Panchamrit mission is a grand vision that resonates deeply with the core principles of our Hindu Swayam Sevak Sangh. Just as the Panchamrit mission seeks to awaken, uplift, and guide the community through timeless wisdom of Gita, the Sangh's vision of Panch Parivartan guides us towards its action. So we also believe in the 5 transformative shifts: Samajik Samrasta, social harmony, where eradicate divisions in the society; Kutumba Prabodhan, family values, strengthening family bonds to embracing the world as one family; Paryavaran Sanrakshan, environmental stewardship, propagating and adopting sustainable, eco-friendly lifestyle practices; Swabhav Jagaran, self-awareness, awakening a deep sense of national and civilizational pride rooted in our indigenous culture and Swadeshi principles. And of course, the fifth one, Lok Kartavya, civic duty, instilling a deep sense of responsibility towards the nation, Karam Bhumi, constitution, and social harmony. So basically, what we are saying is that this participation in this mission isn't just a project, it's a reflection of our shared commitment to the same cause. Here we are a mix of students, professionals, and busy parents, and we are here today in absolute solidarity and support of the Chinmaya mission. It is a part of the family we are doing. So through this silent skit, we present the beautiful principle of Advait, the ultimate non-duality and absolute oneness of existence. No distinction between Hara and Hari, Nari or Nara. So crossing all those boundaries here, we hope that you will enjoy this ultimate experience of a silent skit, but very powerful divine manifestation of Advait Paramatma. And our skit aims to present it in the moments of chaos, fears, or adversity. Dharma quietly stands beside those who stand in this faith, and the Dharma is held high. अनन्य चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभ्युत्थानां योगक्षेम वहाम्यहम्. Please excuse if my pronunciation was not one of the best. So for those who constantly dwell within me in absolute faith, their thoughts disciplined and unmarked by the actions of others. For them, I'm forever steadfast in my support, and I shall always carry what they need and protect what they have. So namaskar, and hope you'll enjoy.
चिन्तयन्तो मां ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्. उत्कृष्ट सावधान हरदा बेटा प्रणाम 1 2 3 विष्णु
A truly heartwarming performance. Thank you to all the members of the Hindu Swayamsevak Sangh Philippines for a wonderful presentation. Let us give them another warm round of applause. The fourth verse of the Gita Panchamrit comes from chapter 9, verse 22 of the Bhagavad Gita. To those who worship me alone, thinking of no other, to those ever self-controlled, I provide what they need and preserve what they already possess. Thank you for bringing that verse to life so beautifully. And now we come to the third and the fifth and the final verse of the Gita Panchamrit. To present our final performance for this evening, let us welcome Kiara Kalwani, Palak Tulsiani, Ria Herwani, Sanvi Karamchandani, Samyukta Twarakavi, Kushi Rijumal, and Jaksh Karamchandani with a warm round of applause.
Through this offering, we would like to present two beautiful teachings from the Gita Panchamrit to offer all our actions to the Lord and to surrender completely unto Him. Through dance and movement, we place ourselves at the feet of Krishna. May we remember His words, Ma Sukha, do not grieve, and with trust in His guidance to continue smiling.
Thank you, Kiara, Palak, Ria, Sanvi, Samyukta, and Kushi for that beautiful offering. Let's give them another warm round of applause. The girls are part of Junior Chick, the youth group of Chinmaya Mission, where they regularly come together to learn more about Vedanta, build friendships rooted in values, and participate in seva and charity activities. That presentation was inspired by chapter 9, verse 27, and chapter 18, verse 66 of the Bhagavad Gita, a beautiful reminder that even the simplest actions in our daily lives can become sacred when done with devotion and the right attitude. And now that we have seen all 5 verses come to life through the performances this evening, we can't wait to hear Swami Sarupananda Ji dive deeper into their meaning and help us understand how we can apply them into our own lives. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Swami Sarupananda Ji on stage.
We proudly say, I am a Hindu, I am a Bharatiya.
ॐ उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि. Loudly, please. उद्धरेदात्मनात्मानं नात्मानमवसादयेत् आत्मैव ह्यात्मनो बन्धुः आत्मैव रिपुरात्मनः कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्मफलहेतुर्भूः मा ते सङ्गोऽस्त्वकर्मणि.
What happened? Yesterday you learned this verse, and today you are all mumbling away. Forgot in one day. As we mentioned yesterday, our rishis have called Bhagavad Gita as our mother, who cannot bear to see even a drop of tear in our eyes. And yet, as we have lost the touch with our mother tongue, we have also lost the touch with Mother Gita. Yeah? And how beautifully it was demonstrated today on stage, so honestly, by our Sutradhar, that we Hindus can't even chant one verse of the Bhagavad Gita. And very often, ashamed and not even ready to put in our effort. Spanish song, of course. But when it comes to the Bhagavad Gita, it's difficult. No? We have to put in an effort. And to tell that, we have none other than our Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda. No? And thanks to modern technology, we can bring alive the works of Puja Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda in his own imitable style, voice, form, and that too now in different languages. So I want you to see a glimpse of it, and then it will be available on YouTube in the different languages of our country and eventually different languages of the world. There has been no teacher, no orator like Puja Gurudev, as some of you have seen and heard. So just a small, which also summarizes what I had said yesterday. And for each one of you to know that Puja Gurudev can be now heard in different languages. Yes, Sindhis, even Sindhis are forgotten, so I've not yet brought it out in Sindhi. But Hindi, it is there, okay? So please watch. It also summarizes what we said yesterday, and then we will begin with the remaining 3 verses of the Bhagavad Gita, which we call as Gita Panchamrit.
Proudly say, I am a Hindu, I am a Bharatiya. But what is the use of such pride without knowing even one verse from the Gita? The Bhagavad Gita is not a book to be kept in the puja room. It is a manual for life. क्या किसी जंगल में किसी बूढ़े साधु के कानों में फुसफुसाई नहीं गई थी। यह युद्ध भूमि में गरजी गई थी। एक युवा राजकुमार को जो उलझन में था, ठीक वैसे ही जैसे आज का युवा 5 ऐसे श्लोक हैं जो हमें झकझोर कर जगा सकते हैं, जो गीता का मूल और संपूर्ण विषय खोल देते हैं। నిన్ను నువ్వే ఉద్ధరించుకోవాలి, నిన్ను నువ్వే పైకి తీసుకురావాలి. జీవన ప్రయాణంలో కొంత ఎదిగిన తరువాత మళ్ళీ పాత పద్ధతులు, పాడు ఆలోచనలు, చెడు అలవాట్లలోకి జారిపోవద్దు. నా వల్ల కాదేమో, నేను పనికిరానేమో అని ఎప్పుడూ నిరాశపడకూడదు, নিস্পৃহলোকি వెళ్ళకూడదు। শিক্ষক, শাস্ত্র, মন্দির এরা সহায়তা দিতে পারে, কিন্তু আপনার হয়ে পথ হাঁটতে পারে না। সব প্রচেষ্টাই প্রকৃত বিকাশের রূপ নেয়। আপনাকেই উঠতে হবে নিজের ভেতর থেকে। আত্মাই পরিপূর্ণাত্মা, এবং আপনি নিজেই নিজের একমাত্র শত্রু। এখানে তিনি বলেন, আপনার কর্তব্য কেবল নিজের কাজ করা, তার ফল আশা করা নয়। കർമ്മ ഫലാപേക്ഷ കൂടാതെ കർമ്മം നിർവഹിച്ചു എന്ന ശ്ലോകത്തിന്റെ വാച്യാർത്ഥം തെറ്റിദ്ധരിക്കപ്പെട്ടാൽ അതിന്റെ ഫലചിന്ത പാടില്ലെങ്കിൽ പിന്നെന്തിനു വേണ്ടി ഞാൻ പ്രവർത്തിക്കണം? ഇത്തരത്തിൽ വികല ചിന്ത പാടില്ല, അത് ആലസ്യത്തിലേക്ക് നയിക്കും। ഫലത്തെ പറ്റിയുള്ള ആകാംക്ഷയും നിഷ്ക്രിയത്വവും വളർച്ചാ വിരോധികളാണ്। കർമ്മനിരതനായിരിക്കുക, ഫലത്തിൽ നിസ്സന്നതയോടെ കഠിനാധ്വാനം ചെയ്യുക, ഫലാകാംക്ഷാരഹിതനായി പ്രയത്നിക്കുക, സമ്പൂർണ്ണ ശ്രദ്ധയോടെ। ഇതാണ് കർമ്മയോഗ രഹസ്യം. ഒന്നാൽ എണ്ണിലടങ്ങാ பொருட்களை அவருக்கு அர்ப்பணம் செய்ய முடியும். இறைவன் இருப்பதால் தான் உன்னால் அனைத்து செயல்களையும் செய்ய முடிகிறது. அந்த செயல்கள் அனைத்தையும் இறைவனுக்கு அர்ப்பணமாக செய், அது போதும். நீ உலகில் என்ன செய்தாலும் பார்த்தல், கேட்கல், நுகர்தல், சுவைத்தல், தொடுதல் அனைத்துமே அந்த இறைவனின் அருள்தான் அல்லவா? ஆகவே அவை அனைத்தையும் இறைவனுக்கே அர்ப்பணம் செய்துவிடு. எதர்ஷ்னாசி நீ இறைவனுக்கு அர்ப்பணம் செய்வது உன் அகங்காரத்தையும் உன் சுயநல ஆசைகளையும் தான். நீ இதை மட்டும் செய்தால் போதும், மற்றதை நான் கவனித்துக் கொள்கிறேன் என்று கிருஷ்ணர் பிரகடனம் செய்கிறார். ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣನು ಯಾರು ಭಕ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ನನ್ನತ್ತ ಬರುತ್ತಾರೋ ಅವರು ಇವುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಿಂತಿಸಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಅವರ ಯೋಗ ಹಾಗೂ ಕ್ಷೇಮವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀನು ನಡೆ, ನಾನು ಭಾರವನ್ನು ಹೊರುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನಿನಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದುದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಿನಗೆ ತಂದುಕೊಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀನು ಅವುಗಳನ್ನು ಕಾಪಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುವುದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆಯೂ ಚಿಂತಿಸಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ನಾನೇ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀನು ಕುಳಿತು ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾಡು ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾನೆ. ಇಷ್ಟಾದ ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೇನೋ, ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಮಹತ್ತರವಾದ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ ಉಳಿದಿರುತ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ಅತ್ಯುನ್ನತವಾದುದು. ಇದೊಂದು ಭರವಸೆ. ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನ ಗಮನವನ್ನು ನನ್ನತ್ತ ತಿರುಗಿಸು, ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದನ್ನು ನಾನು ನೋಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ 5 ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳು ಸಾಮಾನ್ಯ ಶ್ಲೋಕಗಳಲ್ಲ. ಇವು ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯ ಸಾರವಾಗಿದೆ. ನಂತರ ನೀವು ನಿರ್ಭಯರಾಗಿ, ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರರಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ಸಂಪೂರ್ಣರಾಗಿ ಮುನ್ನಡೆಯಿರಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ, ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
Nice to hear Gurudev in different languages, isn't it? So we are trying to bring his talks in all different languages so that even as we speak right now, there's a whole group of Yuva Kendra, Yuva Veers who are traveling around the country from villages, towns, all over India, from Nepal to Sri Lanka, taking the message of the Bhagavad Gita in Puja Gurudev's own style, in the language that they understand, so that these 5 verses of the Bhagavad Gita is known to every Bharatiya. So don't sit back and think it is difficult. If Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water can be learned by little kiddies, let me tell you, Gita Panchamrit, if you go to our website, even 3-year-old kids in our Shishu Vihar have been chanting it. No? So please learn it, spread it, and don't make orphans of our children without Mother Gita in their life. You have to take it seriously. You have to take it with responsibility. We have to take it as our duty, the culture that has still given us happy, loving, productive, caring families. No? So please learn these 5 verses. You got it in the book. The QR code is there. Keep learning it. Don't say it is difficult, right? Oh, I understand the meaning. Meaning you will soon forget. But the verse is like a mantra. And as we explained yesterday, the first mantra, which is so powerful, Uddhared Atmanatmanam Natmanam Avasadaye Atmaivayatmano Bandhuhu Atmaivaripuratmana. Lift yourself by yourself. And do not underestimate yourself. You are your best friend. You are your worst enemy. The mind under your mastery is your best friend. The mind that masters you is your worst enemy. And the whole spiritual path, and even for success in life, master the mind and you have conquered the world. So conquer the mind, conquer the world. How do you do it? Because at this moment, action by action, we have produced the results of the action which binds us. Today we are a slave to our own past habits created by our past actions, by our past thoughts. How do we free ourselves from this bondage, this conditioning? And therefore, the second verse, very famous verse of the Bhagavad Gita, Karmanyevadika raste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phalahe turbhu ma te sango swakarmani. So if you want to make a difference in your life, the difference in society, difference in the world, then first put in your effort to lift yourself by yourself. Don't think, oh, this is very difficult, or this is not happening, or this is not happen, this cannot happen, the world cannot change, I can't change. Put in the effort. Yeah? And how do you put in that effort? Karmani eva adhikara te. That to do the action is your right. Not that you have the right only to action and not to the fruits. The translation is very limited. But to do the action to the best of your capacity is in your hand. The fruits will take care of itself, and therefore, ma phaleshu kadachana. Do not be worried and anxious about the fruit. Not that don't have the fruit. Third thing, ma karma phala heturbhu. Don't be one who does action only for some selfish result. Because such actions then bind you, and afterwards, without that object, without that thing, you cannot live. And therefore, your mind moves only in that direction. You're not free to act. In everything in your life, you are only reacting. And therefore, growth is not possible. What you call growth is only a linear progress, not a holistic growth of your personality. And really speaking, if you ask our question to ourselves, we all want freedom. Anybody here doesn't want freedom? Wife wants freedom from the husband wants freedom from the wife. Parents want freedom from their children today. And it's not that daughter-in-laws want freedom from their mother-in-laws. The mother-in-laws want freedom from their daughter-in-laws. But really speaking, are we free? Are we free to do something different? Our life is nothing but the same repetitive cycle. Yeah? This is called as karma bandhan. If we want to make change in our life, to make that change, we must know how to act in freedom. Freedom is not revolting against a country. Freedom is not revolting against the government. Freedom is not revolting against men or women. Are we free of our mind's own past way of thinking? Are we free to act in a different manner than what we have been doing routinely? Are we free to think of bigger things? Or we think about the same money, money, money. Isn't it so funny? In a poor man's world, not a rich man's world. Yeah, it's Abba, I know that. But Abba, kuch to karo apne जीवन का, no? Wake up, lift yourself by yourself. Make a difference. No, I can't do this, I can't do that, or this is not possible. Great people are not who sit back and think this is impossible. But like Hanumanji knows that I am possible. My Ram is possible. No? So there's nothing that is impossible for those who are ready to lift themselves by themselves. But how do I lift myself by myself? No? By putting your mind to your action. Now, can give a huge explanation of what Krishna says further, but simple is, what action should we do? No? And how can we not be worried about the results? If you put your mind to your action, your mind does not imagine its failures. It does not brood about, oh, I've never been able to do it, so I can't do it. It does not remain bound by your past. The difference you can make is in the present, and it is through your action. Therefore, that action which is your duty. And as Indians, let us not forget that our duties is not just me and my children. Nowadays, not even the spouse. That we question. Parents, we have question. In-laws, the big question mark. Right? Our duties is not only to our family, but to the larger family, as you heard so beautifully demonstrated on stage today. No? Vasudeva Kutumbakam. We are provided by everything in nature, including the earthworm that digs the soil, aerates the soils, fertilizes the soil, because of which even your plowing becomes easy. Thus, if we are grateful, then we have a sense of responsibility to give to the world that from whom we have received the maximum. The more responsibility we take up, the more sense of duty we have. Our performance becomes efficient. And let me just give you an example. Sometimes you went to the supermarket and an elderly person, lady or man, was holding the fruit bag, which was heavy, and it collapsed and all the oranges went down. No? You as a Samaritan, go, get a bag, fill it up for that elderly person who can't even bend, and carry it to their car. And when that person says thank you, and if you're a youngster and takes out to give you a gift or a tip, what do you say? You never said thank you? What do you do? Tell me. Do you expect anything out of that action? When you feel it is your sense of duty. Yeah? It'll be nice if you can take the child a little out, entertain the child. Yeah. So, out of the sense of duty when you do, the results don't matter. The act itself becomes a sense of joy. Yeah? And when your actions express in a form of duty, without worries for the fruits, your existing potential manifests. Action becomes natural to you. It is not an effort for which you seek favors. It becomes a joy, it becomes an inspiration. It is a gain in itself. And all such action purges your likes, dislikes, desires, selfishness, and therefore your sense of being limited and your bondage. So, ma karma phala heturbu. Do it with a sense of duty. And then see. And never be idle. Remember, idle mind is a devil's workshop. Whether it creates likes, dislikes, desires, grievances, dwells in the past, worries about the future, keep yourself busy with your work. Yeah? Not just any action, but your duties, whether it's your social duties, spiritual duties. Yeah? Then you become free. But you'll say duty, duty, no beauty. And this is easy said than done, you know. I still want so many things and all that. And you know what, I just do my duty and I don't ask anything, I don't demand anything. No. Therefore, the next verse, how can you live such a life of dynamic, efficient, productive action and not get bound? And if you say duty, duty, no beauty, but tell me, as young parents, when your children are small, when you are bringing them up, somebody says parents do so many sacrifices. Do you think it's a sacrifice? Tell me. Yeah, when you become older, you might think so. Do you start keeping accounts and telling the child that, listen, you know, there's payback time? When you do any action as a duty, and that too with love. So don't say duty, duty, no beauty. When you do your duty with love, that duty becomes itself a sense of joy and fulfillment. Yeah, but Swamiji, I do my duty for everybody in the family, but not one of them does his or her duty. But there's one from whom we have received everything. Yeah. And we continue to receive. An unseen presence that is always there in our life. And you know, nowadays it is, I'm an agnostic, I'm an atheist. And just because you think you're an atheist, you're intelligent? Yeah. How do I prove that there is anything? Have you noticed that we go on exploiting the world, we go on extracting for centuries? Doesn't there seem to be a benevolent giver constantly giving? Guru Nanak Sahib says very beautifully, that Sabna jiya ka ik data so main visar na jai. May I never forget that for all beings, who is the giver of this body, who is the giver of this universe, who is the giver of this life. And even if we may be in denial, we still get it. Yeah? You might say, I produce the grains, but who gave you the rains? Are we blind? How much love we have received. Oh, I don't see, therefore I don't believe. Have you seen your great, great, great grandfather? Not even a picture of his is available, right? Not even a painting of it is available. Does that mean that you don't have one? The fact that you have got a loving parent, you must have had a great, great grandparent who was also cultural and loving. From the effect, you can recognize the cause. If only we are grateful each day for the very life we have. Thank God a ballistic missile is not yet coming here. But if the war starts in East, you know you're the first target, huh? Yeah. Think. Who is constantly protecting us? And if we are grateful, then we know that there's an all-loving cause, presence in this universe that is constantly giving us. In fact, every element is giving us. Earth continues to give its fertility. Yeah? I remember even 25 years ago, once I was asking the children, they asked, why should we not eat burgers? Our parents say that we worship cow. Why do we worship cow? So I said, where do you think milk comes from? They said, from Dairy Lane. Our children didn't even know that much. You go to certain countries in the world, they meet you, you say, oh, how did you come from India? There are airports there. I said, no, I swam across them. People are that ignorant. I'm sure we are more sensible. And I don't have to go to prove to you because you all devoted, right? That we constantly remember what we have been given in our life. What we continue to get. Yeah? And when we have this sense of gratitude, simple thing is also. See, when you are in an unknown place, nobody knows you, what background you come from, what rich family heritage you come from, what cultural background you come from, and then you find the other youngsters you don't mind also doing it. Or even a lady from a very, very cultural background. But the moment someone known comes there, and you are reminded of your family name, your cultural background, immediately, how are you able to control yourself and start behaving rightly? Yeah? Same way, when we are grateful for the earth to constantly give her fertility, the sun to give his warmth and light, yeah? The wind that constantly brings life into us, then we also have a sense of gratitude, a sense of responsibility. And when that sense of responsibility comes, when that gratitude comes, the love of Ishvara manifests in our heart as devotion. And where there is love, service is natural. You cannot say, I love someone, but I don't want to do anything for that person. It's once, it did happen, no? One lady called me home. She saw me as a young brahmachari. She said, only a young person will speak to my teenagers. They will understand, no? Went to her house. Father was watching race on television. You know? She kept on complaining that my children, today all keep complaining they are on the screen all the time. That time also you were all on the screen. TV, 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 TV. Constantly on the screen. My father is on the screen, mother is screaming that children are on the screen most of the time and they are not studying. She was going on. Finally, children are very intelligent, really speaking. So anyway, I had a discussion with them, the importance of studies, but we still want to enjoy screen time. So I said, why not just study and then do the screen time? But mommy doesn't see us studying. So she said, until and unless I'm sitting and shouting at them, they're not studying. So finally, when she was going on there, I said, then why don't you sit and, teach them. That way you will also study what you never studied when your mother kept screaming. And you know what she said? I mean, I've got a life of my own. I also want to do something in the afternoon. I can't be sitting and, studying them. And most of you know that most of those ladies in the afternoon who've got nothing to do, what life they have of their own. I better not even demonstrate it. Can you say that I love someone if I'm not ready to give, share, and serve? But all of you loving parents, day and night, 24/7, you're serving your children, but do you ever think it to be a burden? But sometimes when you think that they don't appreciate you, then suddenly you get frustrated. The moment the result comes into the mind, you start getting agitated. Therefore, this next verse, how should we live our life? That every action of ours becomes karma yoga. Every action becomes a worship. Chant.
यत्करोषि यदश्नासि यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत् यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम् यत्करोषि यदश्नासि यज्जुहोषि ददासि यत् यत्तपस्यसि कौन्तेय तत्कुरुष्व मदर्पणम्.
In our Vedic culture, in our Hindu Sanatan Dharma, our religion is not about a Sunday, Monday, Friday, Saturday, deal with God, or date with God, or affair with God. Ours is the path where every action can become a worship. Therefore, Krishna says, how to live a life of karma yoga. When you say karma nivadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana, when trying to understand it, it's very difficult. You will say, how can I not be anxious about the results? Bhagavan says, Yat karoshi. And I'm telling you, if you can chant this verse, you will be able to speak any language in the world, especially Gujaratis, shurs and sirs, no? Anyway, Sindhi used to find everything difficult to pronounce, even though it has got the maximum alphabets in the world. Think about it. How we have lost our culture, our language, and our abilities and talents. And when they make excuses that, we can't chant, it is so difficult. Sharam kar. At least you say sharam kar, not saram kar. Huh? See, the shurs and sirs, they're tongue twister here, but you know that betty, bitter, betta, butter, that you all do. Yak karoshi yadashnasi. Whatever you do, whatever actions you do, whatever are your duties, whatever is your routine, just keep in your mind, you're doing it for Bhagwan's sake. Even if you're scratching your back, you're doing it for Bhagwan's sake. If you just keep this thought, tell me what action will you do? Tell me. When you think I'm doing it for my country, when you think I'm doing it for the name of my cultural family, how will you act? Just think about it. Just keep that thought in your mind that whatever I do for Bhagwan's sake. Yat ashnasi. Whatever I eat and I consume. No, that I don't want to do because the things I consume. But remember, the truth is, whatever you consume, not only through your mouth, but your eyes, your ears, who's the one who's digesting? Who's the one who's experiencing? Krishna says, Aham Vaishwanaro Bhutva Praninam Deham Ashrita. No? What will you offer? The moment you start thinking like this, don't worry. It'll happen naturally. So, Yat Karoshi Yadash Nasi. I remember it was in Philippines only many, many years ago. Or it was Indonesia, I don't remember now. It was in the East. One lady was attending my talks regularly, and one of the trips I didn't see her. And towards the end of the talk, she came and she said, she was in tears, and she said that my grandchild, my first grandchild who was just born, is now just, 6 months old and has been diagnosed with juvenile diabetes. Swamiji, please, is in hospital right now. You come and meet the child, bless the child. Naturally, I went. When I entered the room, there was this cute little chubby, smiling child who the moment I walked in, obviously the mother was, when she was pregnant, she was coming to the discourses, and those children recognize your voice right away. Immediately spreads the hand out with such joy, to be lifted. And here, the grandmother is crying away. And when she told me that, it's got diabetes, that child is unaware of diabetes, right? joyful, but everybody else is crying as to what tragedy has hidden them. So I made the grandmother pause. I said, do you know, this child of yours will be eating the best of organic food, healthy food that we all are supposed to eat, not to get diabetes. You get the point? Yeah. Now, what will you offer if you think that you are going to offer to that Krishna in you? Of course, makhan you must offer. Huh? Yeah. Makhan ghee, and which is good for your health. Not canola, no. Margarine, diet food. You'll put sattvic food only inside. And then you realize that that is the food that you actually enjoy. Others only burn you, agitate you, make you sick. No? So I know people get frightened, oh God, if I think that everything I eat is only for Bhagwan's sake, so how can I take my shot? Yeah? That's why I'm thinking, no? Not Krishna, Shivji is inside. Shut up. Then when Shivji does Tandav in your life, no? Yeah? Then you will find out kya chadaya. Offer the best. What do you offer in puja? The best that you want to eat as prasad, is it not? Think of it. So, yat karoshi yadashnasi. Whatever you consume, not only through your mouth, through your eyes, your ears, etc. Yat juhoshi. So, all secular activities, all your duties, all your experiences, yat juhoshi. All your worship that you do, whether you do puja, you do prayers, you do chanting, you do havan, no? And if all forms of, worship, we are going to be doing, even tomorrow, no? Very special. It was supposed to be havan, but we will do it as puja because fire is not allowed in certain places. So it has been adapted into puja. That whatever you do, now, even if you go to the temple, are you really going there for God's sake? Tell me. You're again going there to make God to work for you. To find a girl for your son, which the useless fellow can't find out himself. You get the point? Yajjuhoshi. Whatever worship you do, tadasiyat. Whatever you give in charity. Now, charity is a word as though we're doing a great favor by giving to someone, donation, etc. But it is one of our duties. Social duties, religious duties. We must set aside a certain amount from our income to give unconditionally to the society. Dadasiyat. There was a great saint, Rahim, whose doha I love repeating, and I have said that in Manila also, in my life management techniques, even in books of success, charity is always mentioned. You keep in Lloyd's Bank, it'll go bankrupt. Invest in Lloyd's Bank, it'll come back many times more. So dadasiyat. Rahim was a great saint of Bharat. In those days, they used to write in Dohas, Chaupais, all that medieval saints, Goswami Tulsidas Ji, Rahim, Kabir, Nanak Sahib, all of them. So another great saint, Gang Maharishi, sends a doha to Rahim, सीखे कहाँ नवाबजू देनी ऐसी देन जो जो कर ऊपर उठे त्यों त्यों नीचे नैन. That hey Nawab, that you are a king, because the giver is a king. Where have you learned to give like this, that as your hands go higher means to give more, your eyes lower itself further and further. I mean, where have you learned such kind of giving and humility? But humility is a strange thing. If you think you've got it, you've lost it. And humility comes out of gratitude, not out of pretendance. I'm your humble servant. To be a servant of the Lord itself is a matter of such honor. No? So, Rahim answers, देन हार कहूँ और है जो बेजत दिन रैन. That giver is someone else who keeps sending to me day in and out, that I can keep on giving. And he keeps on sending. But log baram moh pe kare, taso niche nain. Not out of humility, out of shame that people are praising me. That's why out of shame I keep my eyes down. Mind you, if you do not give, share your wealth for good causes, you will be spending on your parties, on drinks, for those people who even after eating your food and your drinks will still criticize and say, bottle was black label, but actually it was red label. Some of you understand what I mean. Whatever you give out of your gratitude, give out of your abundance, give with the faith that Bhagwan has given me so much, I share, and Bhagwan will keep on giving me. Den har kahu aur hai. Always remember, as Guru Nanak Sahib says, Sabna jiya ka ik data so main visar na jaye. Den da de le de tak paiye, juga jugantar khai khai. Again, Guru Nanak Sahib repeats this again and again, that the giver constantly is giving. The whole universe goes on consuming, but he never stops giving, even if we do not express our gratitude. Sometimes, to teach a lesson, he might temporarily take away, but give many other things along with taking away your wealth, so that we recognize that nothing we have produced on our own. So yat karoshi yadashnasi yat juhoshi dadasi yat tapasyasi kaunteya. Whatever you do as tapas is the opposite of pat. No? That fallen condition that we are in, say in our health, etc. That which lifts us up, that is called as tap. Now, tap we understand as austerity, such as fasting, no? Difficult exercises. Now tell me, don't you all do this tapas? where it comes for becoming slim. Yeah. Oh God. How they. No. We guys sometimes have to remove one hair with a tweezer. And you ladies, tapas. When you do your eyebrows and your waxing, gosh, you really can bear pain. If only we did it for God's sake. Yat tapasyasi. Let your tapas be for attaining the highest, that is Bhagavan, or for serving the world. That tapas brings about brilliance, brings about joy and happiness, not suffering and torture. Yat tapasyasi kaunteya tat kurushva madarpanam. If only we do our actions remembering Bhagwan and for Bhagwan's sake, then karmanyeva adhikaraste happens. Uddharet atmanatmanam happens. Now, all this I do. But what do I gain? We're still into gaining, no? Bhagwan says now, and this verse you saw, of course, chanted before, but it's the very heart of the Bhagavad Gita. And if you keep this in your mind, never in your life you have to be worried or you have to despair.
Ananyashintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham ananyashintayanto mam ye janah paryupasate tesham nityabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamyaham.
This is a very, very popular verse of the Bhagavad Gita. It's in the very heart of the Bhagavad Gita, where Bhagwan says that one who does all his or her actions for my sake, such a person lives in constant remembrance. Whoever you serve, you are in constant remembrance of. The word Ananya, Anya, other. Ananya, no other. It has got so much significance. First and foremost, one who thinks of me and me without any other. And how can you do that? Because we say, my mind is constantly on money, my mind is on shopping, my mind is on family, my mind is on clothes, my mind is on handbags, my mind is on the car, my mind is on the bekar, servant. Whatever your mind gives importance to, your mind is on that. Including, see how funny it is. If a person has said some harsh words to you, somebody has done even something wrong to you, that person may be dead. That person may have said something harsh to you once, but you keep repeating it to yourself how many times? Think about it. You wish that person never did that or that person never existed. But you bring that person alive every moment in your life. Because why do we keep think about other things? Because we feel that my happiness depends on that. Even thinking of people low at least makes me feel good about myself. Poor me. Amazing psychology of the mind. One who thinks of me and me alone. Now, how can you think all the time? Okay, you can keep on saying Ram, 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 Krishna, 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 Krishna. But it cannot be all the time. You know, when tomorrow we'll be chanting Hanuman Chalisa, and all of you must come, bring all your friends, relatives, etc. It's a very powerful form of worship, and that too also on the 75th anniversary. Around the world, millions of people are chanting for themselves, their family, and for world peace and happiness. And don't think it won't have an effect. Ever since we started it, ceasefires topic started happening. So who knows? Manila is even more powerful and devoted. Maybe we can put the war to an end. Have that faith. But think of the Lord only. Because we depend on other things, therefore Ananya means that we depend upon the Lord only for everything. Depend on the Lord doesn't mean that I don't do anything. Yet karochi yadashnasi. But I know that what I need in my life will come to me. That the source of all happiness, Jo sukh ko chahe sada sharan Ram ki le. Those who want happiness all the time, take shelter of, call it Ram, call Ishwar, call Bhagwan. So, when we depend on that. Now, people are not Ananya Bhaktas. They're Bhaktas, they're devotees. But not single-pointed, not all the time, that they remain devoted. But when Ramchandraji met Hanumanji in Kishkinda, where Hanumanji disguised as a brahmachari goes to find out, as per Sugriva's instruction, as to who are these two people, look like forest, they've got matted hair, they look like forest dweller, but the way they are walking with bow and arrow, they seem to be warriors, princes. Find out who they are. And when Hanumanji went to find out, and when Hanumanji discovered that this is my Ram, that my Guru, Surya Bhagwan has said would come to me, and he felt all that symptoms. He fell down at the feet of Bhagwan and said, and when love comes, you can't pretend. His masks fall off, his disguise falls off, and that Ramchandraji who did not touch them but to Brahman, when he took his Vanar form, Bhagwan immediately picked him up and embraced him and said, when Hanuman said, I, being an individual ego, a jiva, I in your Maya did not recognize you, but what you forgot your sevak. I forget Bhagwan, but if Bhagwan forgets me, just think about it, huh? You can get away by forgetting Bhagwan, because he'll still look after you. But if Bhagwan forgets you, then remember one thing. Yeah. He said, how come Bhagwan, you did not recognize your sevak? And Bhagwan says, I am never separate from my sevak. And Ananya means where Bhagwan does not remain separate from you. He says, so Ananya jaake asi mati natarai Hanumant मैं सेवक सचराचर रूप Swami Bhagavant. He says, one who thinks that the service of the people is the service of the Lord of Lords. Service of the country is the service of the Lord of Lords, and devotion to the people is a devotion to the Supreme Self, which is the mission pledge we teach our children in Bal Vihar. Those who do not say that my God is someone else and kill everybody else, that cannot be a devotee. But who sees God in the entire universe and serves everybody, whether it's their own family member, whether it is a stranger, whether it's one's teacher, with the attitude that I am serving Bhagwan. That person, I cannot be separate. You will see divinity in that person. That person will be in constant remembrance of the Lord, and the Lord cannot remain separate from that person. So, ananyas chintayantoma ye jana paryupasate. And such people, parupasate means wherever they go, every action of theirs, every experience of theirs is my remembrance. That is upasana. Tesham nityabhiyuktana. And such a person, ever steadfast, never wavering. But who will look after me? Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. I look after their yoga. Yoga means what they need to attain. Not only their spiritual progress, but whatever they need to attain will come to you. And whatever that needs to be protected and preserved, I shall do it. And Bhagavan says, Vaham yaham, I shall carry and bring it to you. But in which form Bhagavan brings? I've very often told you. No? Of many such stories. That we also, Swamis, day and night work, but Bhagwan's sake. Yeah? Whatever you offer also goes in Bhagwan's saving. I traveled around the world, I never put any money in my pocket. Yeah? But the 40 years I've traveled non-stop, whether in the country or internationally, there's not one meal, I'm saying not one meal, that I have to go hungry. And very often, to give the best example, I say, day and night we are also working. I do not know when my next meal will come, but I get better food in your house than you get. Isn't it? And if I can't come to your house every day, my God, who's bringing? Yoga kshemam vahamyaham. And today itself, think of those moments in your life where you felt that there was nobody or nothing for you, and from some unknown source, some beacon of light, something just happened for you. So yoga kshemam vahamyaham. In the highest sense, your spiritual progress, yoga, kshema, the upholding of your values, I shall be there to protect. Bhagavan says, I bring it to you. Not that I shall give it to you. As I said, you want to hear more elaborately on it, it will be soon available on YouTube. So, Yoga Kshemam Vahamya. This verse, whenever in life you feel, insecure, you feel that nothing is happening, what will happen? Just remind yourself, Bhagwan himself will give you what you need. Never have you to worry about it. No? What would you say if your child or your grandchild came home and said, Mom, Grandmama, I'm very, very worried today. Why, beta? That will I get food or not? Even if there's no money, the mother will cut her flesh and feed the child. Does the child have to worry when the mother is there? And then we say, Tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. When the mother of the universe is there, what we need in life, we shall get. Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. In this last verse, which is a very deep verse, but I'll explain it in very simple meaning that we can easily practice. Sarvadharma.
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य
Sarvadharman Parityajya
मामेकं शरणं व्रज
Mamekam Sharanam Vraja
अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः
Aham Tva Sarva Papebhya
मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः
Mokshayishami Ma Shuchaha
सर्वधर्मान् परित्यज्य मामेकं शरणं व्रज अहं त्वा सर्वपापेभ्यः मोक्षयिष्यामि मा शुचः
This is the last verse of the teachings of the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita contains a little bit of more, but this is considered to be the last verse of the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja. Now, if you want to know it in depth, this is the highest meditation. I'll explain it from that standpoint right now. Dharma means not just duties, but all our duties are according to our nature. If you got a human body, you have got duties of a human being. So dharma, the word is very vast in its depth and meaning. This is not saying abandon all duties and come to me and me alone, and I shall free you of all sins. That meaning also is valid. It's not that. But it means sarva dharman parityaja. When you do all your duties dedicating to me, you have surrendered all your duties to me. Just as the gopis of Vrindavan, they looked after their family. They never went chasing Krishna. Remember one thing. They looked after their husbands. Clearly they say, I don't know if Gopika Geet book has come here. If it's there, must get it. Where the gopis They stayed at home. They did all their duties, but in midst of all their duties, they saw that one Bhagwan, who is the Atma of everyone. For them, Krishna was not just some street urchin or some cowherd, handsome little, cute little boy who was far younger than them. And they went crazy after him. Krishna even tests them out during the Sharad Purnima night, from where the Gopika Geet has come. You must read it to know the beauty of their devotion. They did all their actions, whether they got up in the morning, whether they milked the cows, whether they cooked the food, everything was Krishna, 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 Krishna. The result was that they did not have to go chasing Krishna in some ashram or in some cave. Krishna came running to steal away the butter of their vasanas, to steal away the bondage of their karmas, their actions. And that is called as Sarva Dharman Parityajya. And those who do such actions, actually they have no duties left. Whatever they do, they're doing out of love. There's no compulsion on them. And such devoted, constantly meditating devotees, having abandoned the dharma of the body, the mind, the intellect, turn towards the one infinite consciousness. All their bondage, all their cause of sorrow, papa is not some sin done against God. All their papa, the cause of their sorrow, Bhagwan steals away. That's why we want our Bhagwan to be a thief. Because we are so conjuice that we don't even let go of our sorrows. And what gives us sorrow? We hold on to that. So Bhagwan comes and steals away, takes away all our sorrow as well as the cause of our sorrows. Takes away, and that is called as papa, in English translated as sin. Remember, you're not punished for your sins, you're punished by your sins. I shall free you of all that. Ma shuchaha. Don't ever grieve. So Bhagavad Gita starts with telling Arjuna that you have grieved for that which should not be grieved. For there is a simple solution. Surrender unto me, and I shall free you from all sins. And what is the highest meditation? Take away all your thoughts and turn it towards that one seer, the consciousness, the infinite, delightful, blue, infinite presence of Vrindavan. I shall free you, Ma Shucha. Don't grieve. So let me see smiling faces. Even to make you learn these 5 verses, if you are ready to lift yourself up, Bhagavan says, I'll do it for you. You just try. Otherwise, you will only cry. But you need not cry. I will make it happen for you. So learn these 5 verses, and with a sense of duty and offering, spread it. Don't say it is difficult. You start, and in few days you will find you teaching this to many more. So please continue doing it. This is now a debt that we have to pay to our Rishi culture. I know we live nowadays in a debt society. कोई शर्म ही नहीं है किसी से उधार लेना. But never live in debt. This is something that we have to offer. And Krishna says that no one has done greater devoted service to me than one who spreads this knowledge. In that way, no one has done it like Swami Chinmayananda. No one does it like Chinmaya Mission. And you're a part of it. And come and see the grandeur of the work of your family. And that's why I invite and insist. I mean, when you have your wedding, how you insist, no, you must come all the way to Doha. Is it not? Here, come back to Bharat for 3 days. And if you think 3 days is too short, another 4 days, you can come to Cochin, the birthplace of Adi Shankaracharya, and where our university is. Come and interact with the children so that you understand that now when the world is rejecting your children from those universities, we have a better university to send our children, where they don't get depressed, dejected, ousted, rejected, ashamed, but where they'll have the pride of being themselves. So, do come, register today only, and I want to see, if not all of you, most of you there. Come with your families. It's going to be a great grand celebration, spiritual activities, different, even spiritual entertainment. It'll be wonderful. It'll be a lifetime experience because 25 years from now, many of you might not be there also. And those young ones, you will know what to do 25 years later, build upon on what we do in the 75th year. So, it's 23rd, 24th, 25th of October this year at Bharat Mandapam in the capital city, Delhi. It's a huge 7-star convention center, one of the best in the world. So don't worry about the pollution of Delhi. It won't touch you there. And that's not the time where it is. So let's gather together, and I invite all of you to be present there. So we meet again soon. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. And our Brahmachari Sangeeta is starting the Bhagavad Gita classes in person and stop being online. Get online and be in person. It's very important that we do not give up our human interactions, because what we can get through that is not just words, but even feelings and presence. So, all these activities are going on in our center. Come back, be a part of it. Keep learning, keep growing, keep sharing.
Thank you very much, Swami Sarupananda Ji, for so beautifully guiding us through the Gita Panchamrit and helping us understand these timeless teachings in such a practical and relatable way. To formally conclude this evening's program, I would like to invite Rajiv Narani to deliver the closing remarks.
Good evening. Before we close, I'd like to leave us with a simple reflection from the beautiful verses we covered. First, to lift ourselves by making our mind our friend. Second, to give our total effort in everything we do while learning to let go of the outcome. Third, to turn our daily work into worship and live with a higher purpose. And ultimately, all these teachings point to one powerful truth, that within each of us lies something divine. Tattvam Asi. You are divine. Swamiji, on behalf of everyone here today, thank you for always shaking up our routines, expanding the way we think, and inspiring us to elevate our lives. We really appreciate it. Finally, I encourage all the parents and grandparents here, as you continue lifting yourselves, bring your children and your grandchildren to Bal Vihar. In a world full of distractions, a values-based education will strengthen and enrich their lives. Thank you, everyone. Hari Om.
Thank you, Raji, for those lovely closing remarks. Just a few final announcements before we conclude the evening. We would like to invite everyone to chant Mahavir with Swami Sarupa Nandaji and Swami Neji tomorrow. We will be chanting Hanuman Chalisa in 11 different tunes and at 11 altars, with live music, group chanting, and a really uplifting atmosphere. Hanumanji is a symbol of strength, devotion, and courage, and this will be a beautiful evening of prayer, music, and community. There is absolutely no required contribution to attend. Everyone is welcome, so please feel free to bring your family and friends. We would like to invite you to the Global Sammelan, as Swamiji mentioned, after 75 years of the Chinmaya mission happening in New Delhi. There is also a year-end family camp in Chinmaya Vibhuti from 26 December to January 1, 2027. And for those who would like to continue learning more about the Bhagavad Gita and Vedanta, please feel free to approach any of our volunteers after the program for information on classes and upcoming activities. We have several study groups here in Manila for different levels and schedules, and we recently started a beginner-friendly study class on Chapter 1 of the Bhagavad Gita every Monday at 8 p.m. If you would like more information, please feel free to approach volunteers after the program. We also want to share an exciting upcoming initiative called Elite, empowering leaders to inspire, transform, and excel, a new leadership and professional development initiative for students, young professionals, and emerging leaders. The program is developed by Brahmacharini Sangeeta Chaitanya, together with Jasmine Babani, Jashwin Daryani, and Dr. Marco. Inspired by the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita, Elite aims to help young people grow in self-leadership, communication, critical thinking, and purposeful living. We also invite you to visit the bookstall and knowledge wall in the foyer before you leave this evening. Please take a piece of wisdom with you, snap a photo, and tag Chinmaya Mission Philippines on social media. And at the stall, you'll find Swami Sarupanandaji's books and many other books. To end today's evening, we will be doing Aarti. So please rise, everybody.
ॐ न तत्र सूर्यो भाति न चन्द्रतारकम् नेमा विद्युतो भान्ति कुतोऽयमग्निः तमेव भान्तमनुभाति सर्वं तस्य भासा सर्वमिदं विभाति। श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय।
Before we end the evening, I would like to call all the performers to receive the certificates, one from Swamiji. May we call upon Jaksh Karam Chandani, Khurshi Bejumal, Tuar Kavi, Samvi Karam Chandani, Riya Herwani, Palak Tulsiani, and Kiara Kalwani. Other performers here? Now can we call on Shweta Thakur, Nitin Thakur, Jyoti Sharma, Pankaj Sharma, Aparna Veera, Swayam Vyas, Megha Vyas, Swapnil Vyas, Pushpendra Chaudhary, Praveen Kumar, Ashish Patevar,